Welcome back everyone, and in today's video lesson we're going to look at dyads and power chords, and this is just an extension of learning how to construct chords. So first off, a dyad is going to consist of two notes. And so sometimes you might think, well, wait a minute, my power chord has three notes. No, it doesn't. It has two. So these are not considered to be chords. They're not considered to be chords because as we talked about earlier in our previous video, chords need to have three notes. So they only have two. So power chords are also known as root, fifth, dyads. That's a common way of saying it, more of a music nerd way. And why do they only consist of two notes? It's because that third note is going to be an octave. If you have a note that is not an octave, you don't have a power chord. All right, so and the inverse is true. So let's think about some power chord examples here. So the first thing that I like to really kind of run people through is just the nomenclature. And so understanding that this says G5, and what this really means is G power chord, especially if you're in that like guitar world, not piano or something, we would, G power chord, B power chord, a C power chord, a D power chord, an E flat power chord. What this 5 means is it's going to be using the perfect fifth from the G note. What it does not mean, it doesn't mean 5 fingers, 5 frets, it doesn't mean 5 strings, it doesn't mean anything like that, right? The 5th fret, the 5th string, 5 ways, nothing like that. It just means using the 5th degree from the G major scale. And so the notes that would be included in here for these power chords would be G and D, all right? And then here we would have B and F sharp. Here we would have C and G, D and A, E flat and B flat, okay, F sharp. And so you can see one of the key points here is that they always match. The first note is always going to match. Always, always, always. It has to, because that's the root. So this is the R, and this is the 5. So when we talk about power chords being R5, this is what we mean. Root slash fifth, it's the root and the fifth, right? So it's a root adding the fifth. That's all it is, root added fifth. All right, so moving on here, we would have the F sharp note, and the fifth from that would give us a C sharp. And then G flat would give us D flat. Same thing in terms of how we hear it auditorily between these two, but different how we would write it on paper. D sharp would give us an A sharp. A would give us E for our 5th degree. A sharp would give us E sharp. That's something you want to be careful of. It wasn't F. E sharp. And finally, D flat is going to give us A flat. All right, and so that's what our root fifths would look like. So once again, these are all power chords. They're dyads. And so, you have to be a little bit careful about that word dyad too, because dyad is really not very specific. So when you start talking about dyads, it just isn't very specific enough terminology. And so a lot of times we just want to refer to dyads as intervals. But in our next music theory video lesson, we're going to continue looking at how to construct chords. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoy what we do, just go ahead and take a moment to hit that subscribe button for us so that we can go ahead and continue to produce more great content for you.